everyone! Today I am going to talk to you about 25 bookish facts about me, and I was tagged by Jess from Between the Lines, and I will leave the link to her video down below. I almost constantly feel the need to reread Harry Potter, almost constantly. Even after I just finished rereading the series, I want to start again, and I always want to watch the films. Hermione Granger is my favourite character, and when I was younger I always wanted to be her. Whenever we pretended to be in the Harry Potter universe, I would always be Hermione. I love her. I rarely give a book a 5-star rating. I am very strict with my ratings for some reason. It's always difficult for me to judge which book I'm going to love and which one I'm not going to love, because two of my favourite books of all time, I never expected to love them as much as I did. Those are Jane Eyre and Sherlock Holmes. They're classics, and I'm not usually a fan of classics, but those just took me by surprise. The description might sound boring to me, or nothing outstanding, nothing special, but I might still love the book, or it could be the other way around. I think I will just absolutely love the book, but then it's like a 3-star book. Never know. I always liked reading as a child and as a teenager, but then when I went to university I stopped reading for 2, 3, 4 years, and then someday in 2014 I just put books in YouTube search and found Little Book Owl's video, started watching it, and then I fell in love with reading again and I started reading again, and then obviously after that I discovered a lot more booktubers. And here I am 3 years later doing my own booktube channel. I can't read where there are noises around me or people or TV or anything. I need it to be completely quiet. I need to read in complete silence. I'm very easily distracted and I can't concentrate on the book when there's something going on. I am very picky when it comes to narrators of audiobooks. If I don't like the narrator, I will find a different version with a different voice, and if I don't find anything, I'll probably just end up reading an ebook or borrow the book from the library, because I just can't stand listening to the voice that I just don't like. I am very picky about that. I can't read in a bus, in a car, or in any other moving vehicle. I don't know why. I prefer hardbacks a lot more than paperbacks. They look nicer, they will serve you longer, they're sturdier, it's more difficult to damage them, feel like a proper book. When I buy a book or several books, I never read them straight away. Well, most of the time. I would just be looking at them all the time, sniffing them, reading the back of them or something. I always need some time to appreciate the book or the books, and only then I can read them. I have 4 lists of books. One of them is the physical books that I own. 2 is the ebooks that I own. Number 3 is the books that I would like to buy. And number 4 is the books that I would like to read, but don't buy them. So like borrow from the library. I have a notebook in which I write all the books that I read in each month. I write the author's name, the name of the book, and the rating. I like my books to be written down to control how many I read or what I read. I do the same thing on Goodreads, but then I always prefer them to be written down. I really like the idea of receiving a book for a review, because it feels like I need to concentrate on the book more, to criticize it, to think of what's good, what's bad in the book. So it feels like you have a goal after just finishing a book. You're not just reading it for enjoyment, but you actually need to put your thoughts together and write or do a review on it. Plus, it also is a good thing because they could be the books that I would never pick up by myself or just would never hear about. I like the idea of getting a book without knowing what it is about. For example, I like the cover, or just pick up a book that I like the title from or anything and just read it without knowing anything about it. When I was a child, I started writing a couple of books but never finished them. When I was a teenager, I was writing songs and poems, and now being an adult, I really would like to start writing a short story, but for some reason I don't think that I can do it. I don't have enough imagination, or I think it'll be boring, or that there will be one or the other reason that would just make me not to write it. I always find it a lot easier to read books in my native language, which is Russian. But when there are children's books or some YA books, I find them easy enough to read in English as well. I judge books by their covers. I don't like swearing in books or a lot of slang. It just puts me off. I'm not sure why, I just don't feel like it is a proper book if there's a lot of swearing or slang in it. It's just not pleasant for me to read. The genre that I hardly reach for is poetry. I've never read a graphic novel or manga or anything like it before. I never was interested in them, but recently I started getting more interested in it, so maybe one day I will pick up a graphic novel to read. I am terrible at remembering characters' names. I don't know what my problem is, it just slips my mind, and also that happens in real life too. I just forget people's names. I know it's terrible, but there's nothing I can do about it. I have a problem with it. Listening to an audiobook before going to bed helps me to sleep. When I'm already in bed listening to it, I would listen to it and my brain will concentrate on the story, and then gradually I will fall asleep. And then at some point, 5-10 minutes later, half an hour later, I will wake up realizing that I'm still listening to it, turn it off, and then go back to sleep. If I don't listen to the audiobook, my brain is just thinking a million thoughts at the same time, so audiobook is a great way to sleep for me. I love books with pictures or any other additional content. I think it just adds so much more to the story and makes it more interesting and exciting, and I like just visual effects because it just sits in my mind better, and I like when I can see the picture of something and I can imagine it more and just getting more involved. So books with pictures are great. I will never buy a book from a charity shop if it is damaged or looks old. I don't know why. I would buy it if it looks like new or almost new, but I just don't like them being very old or just touched a lot or damaged or something like that. Can't stand it. I don't like books with a small font. I would prefer them to be taller, bigger, longer, whatever, just not a small font. I just don't like it. That's it for this tag. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave in the comments a random fact, a random bookish fact about you, or just a random fact about you in general. I would really like to read that. And I'm going to tag 2 people. I'm going to tag Unicorn from the Bookish Land and Michael from Michael S. Deutsch. Sorry if I said that wrong. Thank you for watching. Bye.